Robert, thank you. 6:32. Cal State Bakersfield will host a high-speed rail town hall meeting tonight. It will feature Congressman Kevin McCarthy and the chairman of the California High-Speed Rail Authority. They'll share their views on the project's financing, the environmental impact, and potential benefits and consequences. Many here in Kern County have voiced concerns about the effects of the high-speed rail and the proposed routes through Bakersfield. And Congressman Kevin McCarthy has made his skepticism of the high-speed rail program well known, but organizers say they don't want the issue tonight to be a debate. They want it to be more of a discussion. The congressman joins us live in our newsroom this morning to get that discussion started. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. What do you hope to get out of tonight's meeting that hasn't already been discussed in public?
Well, I hope we just talk about the facts. I mean, when high-speed rail was created, what it is today is not the same as what we asked the voters to propose to vote for. I mean, it's almost 3 times the cost. It's been proposed longer. And when you look at the business plan, it's not just the individuals, but the peer review of the experts say don't go forward. So before we take this leap, shouldn't we first see, is the financing there, and will the outcome be exactly what we invest our money for? So just let's talk about the facts of the case.
There are plenty of criticisms about the ballooning price, but there also, last week, was the Mineta Transportation Institute out of San Jose State University. They released a report saying that it actually could help cities like Bakersfield, that would have a train station here, help boom and boost the economy. What do you say to kind of some of the conflicting reports out there?
I say you have to look at everything as a whole. If you want to do something individually, maybe you have a few jobs that taxpayers are going to pay for, well, can it sustain itself? I think as a whole we have to look at Californians. If you propose and go through just with this bond sale of the $11 billion or more that you want to go through from the private coming in, but it's going to cost the taxpayers, one, for the interest on it, so are we going to kick back and stop funding schools for that $1 billion it has to go through, or will the project even be built to a whole from the current business plan? It doesn't show that it will.
And Congressman, one of the other things that's tied into this, of course, with transportation right now, the gas prices, that may be one of the big factors playing into what happens in November. You have blamed, at least in part, the president on high gas, blamed the high gas prices, that is, in part on the president. How do you make that connection?
Well, the first thing is that it's supply and demand. If the direction of producing oil has increased in the private lands, but in the public lands it's decreased, that is a fundamental act of federal government. We can open up and we can be energy independent. We still use 20 million barrels a day but only produce roughly 10. We need to produce more. The president, he vetoed the our Keystone pipeline that could help, one, bring oil down here, actually refine it, create jobs in America. You look at North Dakota today. They do not have enough housing for individuals. They can't get people to work in their fast food and others because they have such a boom when it comes to the energy. That can happen across America, and we can stop sending money to other countries.
You're talking about the oil issue. Some people, though, complain that we don't have a supply problem. We actually have more of a problem of dependence on oil. Maybe we should be getting off of oil. What would you say to those critics?
Well, that's exactly what the Secretary of Energy says. He wants to get the price of oil the same as Europe. I think the best thing to do is make America independent. I mean, I know the leading Democrat, Schumer, in the Senate, he thinks the answer is Saudi Arabia to produce more. I'd rather look to America to determine their own future. Yes, you're going to bridge away from oil, but currently you're not going to do it today. So you're going to break the economy, break the family from the investments that they do, or are you going to invest the money in America instead of sending it somewhere else? We can be energy independent. We just have to unshackle what holds us back.
We certainly have heard a lot about the gas prices as the issue on the national platform with the Republican nomination. Who do you like in the race for the Republican nomination?
I have not endorsed in this race. I will support the winner of it. I think we should have a debate about policy. A lot of people get upset about where this race is at. If you go back 4 years ago, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were still going at it. If you go back and read the February 1980 Wall Street Journal article, they thought Republicans could not beat Jimmy Carter because the primary was going on too long and everything was coming out. Yes, this is part of the debate. I think a debate is healthy, and let voters decide who they want to be their nominee, and then we can go forward and win in November.
A lot of things moving on towards November. And Congressman, again, tonight, that meeting going to be taking place at the Accardo Center at CSUB. They're asking people, if you can, to RSVP so they know how many people are coming. It's 654-2175. Open to the public there, and they want everybody to attend. Starts at 6 o'clock tonight. Congressman Kevin McCarthy joining us live in studio to start the discussion off early. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.